Michiana, this is ABC 57 News.
The new year, we'll tell you what you need to know so you can stay safe tonight.
Snowfall is starting to cause issues out on the roadway, so we are seeing snow building up on the roads.
NDOT is out on the roads this evening. We'll tell you what they're doing this evening to help you out.
They deserve a winning product. They deserve a team that every week goes out there and wins.
The Fighting Irish are unable to kick off the Freeman era with a win. We'll bring you the highlights from the Fiesta Bowl versus Oklahoma State. Happy New Year's, everyone, and thanks for joining us for ABC 57 News at 10. I'm Samantha Johns. Brenda has the night off. We're starting tonight with First Warning Neighborhood live team weather coverage. ABC 57's Levon Whitaker is in South Bend with an update on what NDOT is doing tonight on the roads. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is out in the mobile weather tracker following road conditions. But first, let's check out the forecast with meteorologist John Hammersmith, who's in studio right now. John, how's it looking?
Well, right now, Sam, definitely looking like...
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Stay safe out there. And our weather coverage continues with Levon Whitaker here in South Bend. Levon, what's it looking like on the ground from where you stand, and what should people be aware of? We're learning new information on a shooting that happened just after midnight this morning in South Bend. Police are saying there are now 4 victims from the shooting, not 5. We were told 5 victims at the scene, but further investigation by police has led them to confirm there are now 4 victims. The shooting was in the 1500 block of Miami Street. When police got there, they found 1 female with the gunshot wound. She was taken to the hospital. There were 3 others who took themselves to the emergency room. All 4 are expected to be okay. There is no information on potential suspects at this time. If you know anything about this shooting, you are encouraged to contact Michiana Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen. And the Fighting Irish opened the Marcus Freeman era with a loss in the Fiesta Bowl as the Oklahoma State Cowboys get the win in Arizona. Here's ABC 57's Anthony Totri and Austin Burnett with highlights from the game. Water distribution resumes tomorrow in Benton Harbor. There will be volunteers at Benton Harbor High School from 2 to 6 p.m. If you can't make it out, call the Berrien County Health Department or 211. And ABC 57 will continue covering the Benton Harbor water crisis. Stick with us for the latest information as we learn it both on air and online at abc57.com. Indiana lawmakers are set to return to Indianapolis for the new session on Tuesday. On the docket will be the debate on a proposal to limit workplace COVID vaccine requirements. The proposed bill will require businesses that have vaccine mandates to grant exceptions to workers claiming medical or religious objections. And also on the table will be a push for tax cuts. Nearly $2 billion in expected growth has triggered a refund for $125 per taxpayer. Some in the Indiana General Assembly are calling for tax cuts as an estimated $5 billion surplus comes to the state. Others in the legislature are calling for paying off debt instead of using the surplus to cover tax cuts. They also argue there are already automatic triggers to pay back taxpayers for the extra funds.
It's a staffing issue for our hospitals right now, particularly our emergency departments.
There are record high COVID case numbers right now. We'll break down the movement coming up. As 2022 arrives, the U.S. is seeing record number of COVID cases, the latest surge being fueled by the Omicron variant. The rise in cases is affecting flights with more than 13,000 cancellations since Christmas Eve. Healthcare workers feel burnt out and stretched thin. Some states are calling in the National Guard to help with the growing number of patients.
Managing, but we're getting sick. And it's a staffing issue for our hospitals right now, particularly our emergency departments.
And as students get ready to return from winter breaks, COVID hospitalizations around children are at an all-time high. The majority of them are unvaccinated. For children under 5, vaccines likely won't be available until mid-2022. The search is now underway for 3 missing people because of the wildfires in Colorado. What steps investigators are taking next. The FDIC chair, who was appointed by former President Donald Trump, resigned on Friday. Jelena McWilliam was the sole remaining Republican on the 5-member board. She did not mention it in her resignation, but accused Democrats of a hostile takeover in a December Wall Street Journal op-ed. Her resignation becomes official on February 4th. The next FDIC chair is expected to be Democrat Martin Gruenberg. And Colorado authorities are saying 3 people are missing and feared dead after Thursday's devastating wildfire. Cadaver dogs will be brought in Sunday to assist in the search for the bodies. The Boulder County Sheriff says at least 991 area homes were lost in the blaze. This comes as the investigation into the cause is still underway, while there was thought that downed power lines might be the cause. A search warrant has been issued to a property with a potential connection to the fire. And one boy's drawing of his favorite football player is now allowing him to go to that game in person. We'll explain coming up. This 11-year-old in Buffalo enjoys being creative and the Buffalo Bills. He also has a rare disorder, though he's not letting that stop him. He's unable to use his arms or legs, but he loves what he does by using his mouth, whether it's playing Xbox, hunting, or driving his wheelchair. He drew this picture of his favorite player, Josh Allen, though he did even more to show off his team spirit. After some of his major surgeries, he's even decked out his cast in Bills red, white, and blue.
Every time we would go anywhere, people were like, "Go Bills!" And it was like his little ability to express himself with the cast that's not very nice.
His teacher was blown away and put his art on Facebook. Now he's going to Sunday's game between the Bills and Falcons thanks to a generous donation.
Well, it's definitely been a snowy evening for us here in Michiana. And Sam, I know we were talking earlier. You really haven't had much opportunity or really any chances to drive on the snow. Is that right?
That is right, John. I'm a Florida girl at heart, so I'm a little bit nervous to head out on the road tonight. Do you have any tips for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us on ABC 57 News at 11. I'm Samantha Johns.
And I'm John Hammersmith.
Have a great evening.